You've come a long way, baby, and what a ride it's been. The University of Wisconsin at Whitewater, DCI's answer to baseball's Cooperstown. This is where that first DCI championship played out 25 years ago. If you listen closely, you may hear the ghosts of DCI's first champion, the Anaheim Kingsmen, warming up behind the stands. Competitive drum corps was straining to break out of the box in the early 70s, ready to free itself of the restrictive rules set by the American Legion and VFW posts that gave it birth.
And we had a group of competitive units that wanted to compete against each other all the time and wanted to play by our own rules, the rules that we made. And we used to submit recommendations to the American Legion, and they frequently denied them or rejected them. So we got together and said it's time to control our own destiny.
We all realized, both Eastern and Midwestern group, that we had to put something together that was permanent, something that would be equitable to both sides of the fence, meaning the Midwest and the East Coast area drum corps. And we sat down and we put this monster thing together called Drum Corps International.
And so the activity evolved as corps pushed the creative envelope in all captions throughout the 70s. A corps from Massachusetts unveiled an angular drill and put the color guard front and center. A corps from New Jersey brought comedy to the field and showbiz to the drum line with a drop-dead style. A classy corps from California set a new technical standard for horn lines. In fact, the California corps had the others feeling blue with their early dominance and balanced strength. The Devils and Vanguard won 6 titles between them in the 70s. It was an amazing era, says DCI founding father Don Warren.
It was a very exciting and very interesting to see it not only start, but to grow. And it did grow. It grew very fast.
The 80s brought more changes. The newly created sideline percussion pit began to resemble something you'd see in a concert hall. Our bugles went from one horizontal valve to a horn with 2 vertical valves. Color guards took on their own unique look. Uniforms became costumes. And flags and rifles gave way to some very intriguing props. An old corps from Jersey learned some new tricks as they redefined the term marching music with amoebic mastery and set the pace for others to follow. The cadets were the signature corps of the 80s with their 4 championships. A new super corps and future champion from Indiana hit the scene like a starburst. Long-time favorite from Illinois kept coming so close, but with a Wagnerian flair for the dramatic, always ended up the bridesmaid. And the men of Madison, well, they simply stayed the course, adding athletic fireworks to raw power and winning their 2nd championship. The 90s would usher in a controversial clash of creativity. Total show and program flow was the mantra as the Cavaliers took us to the planets, mixing geometric precision with grace and style, winning championships in 92 and 95. Star of Indiana took the title in 91 and then went further out on that cutting edge, ultimately leaving the competition field altogether and pioneering an indoor musical art form called brass theater. The Phantom Regiment finally did win that elusive DCI World Championship, but they did it the hard way, ending up in a first-ever tie at the top with the Blue Devils in '96. Ah, the Devils. Through it all, they've made the evolution with stunning efficiency and effectiveness. Despite a trip to the dark side, the Devils have won a record 8 championships since it all began in '72. There have been so many changes these last 25 years. Our bugles now have 3 valves. The percussion section now has all the bells and whistles, literally. The color guard has become a visual ensemble, often resembling a ballet troupe. But one thing remains the same. The goosebumps that come when a corps creates a moment of sheer musical magic out on that field.